What's the plan, Captain? It won't? Really?
That's the highest the room will go. Now we're all off.
Yeah.
Make sure all the valves are closed. It's going to be a good idea. Four-wheel drive? Yes.
It is, but once you get those,
Front tires, they're not going anywhere.
it's going to have so much weight on that, it's just going to dig in. You got that tiller in back too. Maybe tickle your forks down a little bit. There you go. So be on the hood.
Yeah. I have to pop that hood cap.
All right. It's in the water. It's floating at one end. Shit. All right. So what we're doing here is we're airing these up. Nada. Just watching. Doing a little work with the Armax today. So we thought these IBC totes would be the pontoons for this. And right now they are kind of, but the weird thing is we had that back one had a leak. So we had to take it apart while we were on the water, pull out the bladder or the tote and change it out. And we didn't realize that we didn't have caps on those yet. They weren't in yet. And we came back the next day and all of those had crumpled like a milk jug. So you got to have positive pressure in those totes or they'll just collapse upon themselves. I thought they were more rigid than that, but they're not. We put all the caps on and all of them leaked. None of them hold air. So Chris put some valve stem nipples on these caps and we air them up with a compressor. It picks up the dock. This will be enough for us to go ahead and we're going to abandon the IBC totes as pontoons and we're going to drive poles in the side down in the water and affix them to the dock that way. So IBC totes worked, I guess, in a sense because we built the dock over there and we floated it over here in the deep water. So we took the pontoon out from the front, and once we did that, the weight of the dock sank the poles and that whole dock went whoop. So we are using, Chris put a board on the end with the ratchet strap and cranked up on that ratchet strap, used it like a jack essentially, jacked up the front of the dock. We have it set, I think. Now he's airing up this back pontoon. We're going to lift the dock. He's going to secure that pole Go to
There goes that.
the valve shut off. So we're going to lift the dock, secure it on the pole, clamp down the pole, release the air. So all that weight pushes that post down. Then we're going to release the clamps on the pole, air it up again, kind of work it until that pole stops sinking. I think we about got it. Now I've already driven that pole about as far as I could drive it, and yet when you take the weight off of the dock with the pontoons, it still sinks the poles. So it is what it is. It's been a trying day, but we'll get there. Well, all pontoons are out. It is freestanding. Yet again, that front corner has sunk. So we're decking it today. We'll have to do something with that front corner. That's what the water pressure would do on these pontoons. You think with that metal down there and the structure, no, it just crumpled that whole thing. Whoop. And then these would balloon out, pillow out over these bars. It gets so tight. Different ones did better with the pressure. This one, it was fairly rigid. It did okay. However, the bottom didn't collapse, but the sides did. So it went one as the other. There's the valve stems we put in the caps to air these up. And that worked pretty well. However, these things don't hold air, so you couldn't keep them out there, but you could use them to inflate, deflate, raise, lift, and work off of. Chris put feet, he welded some feet on these things. So far, that one that he did that to is not sinking. There it is. Finished. The christening of the dock. Woo. Once you get deep, it gets cold.
I bet.
Woo.
You want to try this out?
Yeah, baby. So we finished the dock today, as finished as it's going to get. Some of the poles sank. Some of them, some of the corners are kind of off. We're going to let things settle in, make adjustments from there. Putting feet on those posts so they don't keep digging in made a big difference, especially on the front and the corners of the dock. Some spots we hit rock, didn't have to worry about it. Other spots it just kept going and going. Anyhow, those IBC totes did not work out in terms of being the float for the dock or the pontoon for the dock, but they did work out in terms of building the dock. Without those, we couldn't have done it. That held up the whole structure as we constructed it. It allowed us to build it on flatter ground and then swim that dock over to the deeper water and then use them as pontoons and raise and lower the levels of the deck as we went along and built it and put in posts, so on and so forth. This is the conclusion of the IBC dock build, but they were not the supports for the dock that I expected them to be. They all leaked air or water or whatever. They never held structure like I expected them to either. But as stated, they did help facilitate the construction of the dock. It is now complete. We'll let it settle in, make adjustments from there. But as of now, we are done with the dock.